Hello everybody, my name is Rolak, and welcome to another guide video. The Lunar Festival has arrived in World of Warcraft, and much like other events, it has plenty of achievements to obtain. So, let's not waste any time and get right into it. First things first, you want to be looking for these elders, as talking to them and completing their quest will get you a coin of ancestry as well as a red envelope containing either cluster fireworks or a moonstone that places a spotlight wherever you want. Now, there are a lot of elders scattered across Kalimdor, Eastern Kingdoms, Northrend, dungeons, as well as some Cataclysm locations. Thankfully, I'll be going over in detail the best route you can take to get them all in an efficient manner. So, let's get started with these elders, starting with the elders of Kalimdor. Now, finding the elders is simple. It's the route you want to be taking that's the tricky part. Here's a map showing the location of every elder in Kalimdor. Now, as for the best route you can take, I'm going to be going over that in explicit detail, so let's begin. First, you want to start in Durotar, specifically in Razor Hill. Head north to grab the one in Orgrimmar, then take a right for the one in Najara. Head north all the way up to Windspring and grab the two there. Then head through Hyjal and into the Fellwood. Take a quick detour to Teldrassil and grab the ones there. Then head all the way down to Ashvale, and then over to the Northern Barrens. Then to the Southern Barrens, head west to enter Mulgore and grab the two there. Next, head over to Feralis, and then to Silithis directly below. Keep heading south to grab the one in Uldum, then the one in Tanaris, and grab the other one in Uldum, then the Ungoro Crater, and finish off with the two in Thousand Needles. Now, this can be said with about any event that gets you going into enemy territory. Be cautious when heading into the main cities, because as there are elders located in the cities, there are also guards surrounding the elders, so be cautious that you might have to fight off a couple of soldiers, such as here. Apparently, even though it's a time paradox, Night Elves are still not that happy about us burning down Teldrassil, so we'll move along from here. If you've been following the guide, then you should be ending up in the Freewind Post, located directly in the middle of Thousand Needles. Simply talk to the elder located here, and you have finished Elders of Kalimdor. Give yourself a pat on the back. Now, for the Eastern Kingdoms, you want to be starting out in Vashj'ir. Take the portal there, as that is the most out-of-the-way location you can get. Then, you want to take a flight path all the way down to Booty Bay in southern Stranglethorn Vale, head up to the northern ones, and over to the blasted ones, take the one in Swamp Sorrow, then head all the way over to Westfall, pass through Elwood Forest, take the ones in Burning Steppes and Blackrock Mountain, head through Dunbarrow and Lochmadon into the Twilight Highlands, head upwards into the Hinterlands, then all the way over to Silverpine Forest, through Tirisfal Glades, to the Eastern Plaguelands and to the Western Plaguelands, and finish off in Strathholm. Again, like before, if you've been following the path I've given, you should be finishing the achievement at Light's Hope Chapel. Congrats, champ. Now, the next one is short and simple. For this one, you'll be needing to talk to the elders located within the Alliance capitals, such as Darnassus, Stormwind, and Ironforge. If you've been following the route, these guys should be on the way as you've gone along the normal route. If you're following the route I've given you, just be careful of heading into Ironforge, as it can be a bit tricky to get in and out of. The elder specifically located is in the Mystic Ward, hanging out within the pools, so he shouldn't be too difficult to grab. Just watch out for Griffin Flyers while you're heading in there. And once you've grabbed that, you've obtained the Elders of the Alliance. Likewise, for the Elders of the Horde achievement, you'll be needing to grab the elders located in the Horde capitals, such as Orgrimmar, Thunderbluff, and ending off in Undercity. See? Short and simple. If you have been following my routes, you might want to take a quick detour into Deepholm in between heading from Kalimdor to the Eastern Kingdoms for the Cataclysm Elders. Keep following along and you should finish the Elders of the Cataclysm in the Twilight Highlands, as well as obtain 50 coins of Ancestry. 2 achievements, 1 stone. Right, next up are the Northern Elders. Now, depending on what your faction is, you'll be starting in 2 different locations, but you should start in Valiant's Keep. From there, you want to take the ones in Borean Tundra, and go over to the Nexus as well. Then head all the way over to Sholazar Basin. Once there, grab the one in Wintergrasp and head on the way down to Dragonblight. Grab the 2 that are right next to each other. Then head all the way over to Grizzly Hills. Take a little zigzag. Go north from the Zuldrak. Head north, keep going to Storm Peaks, and then finishing off at the very tip top near Ulduar. Now I should bring this into attention. The elder located within Wintergrasp is actually within the Wintergrasp Fortress. And for those of you who don't know, Wintergrasp is a PvP-oriented zone, and the control of the fortress kind of shifts in between the Alliance and Horde. So depending on who controls it, one faction is going to get locked out of it. Hence is why I'm using my alliance character. As for this, depending on who controls the keep, you might want to stick with a single character to grab the Northrend Elders achievements. Thankfully, the achievements are global, so if you grab one with a character from a different faction, it will transfer over to your other character on a different faction. Anyways, your journey should end over in Boulder Crag's refuge in the northern Storm Peaks. Good job, buddy. Alright, so for this next part, this is going to be a bit of a casual commentary, if anything. So there's an Elders of the Dungeon achievement. It can be quite annoying for some, especially in Maraudon. Thankfully, the Elder located in Maraudon is in a small alcove. If you jump into the water and swim around to this little cave, you should be going up a couple of ramps, and you should be right in front of you, no problem. Yeah, these can take a while depending on the dungeon. Maraudon's probably the worst one because it's such a large area. Certain areas such as Zul'Farrak and other dungeons really isn't that big. So, yeah. If anything, you want to be going into these dungeons at like a high level, at least above level... Oh, excuse me. That was very rude. Especially head up a level that's above around the Northrend dungeons, so past level 80, probably into 90, or max level if anything. The Elder located in Zul'Farrak's in the area with Gazrilla, a little alcove to the right. Temple of Sethralis, or the Sunken Temple. It's a little alcove once you head into the dungeon left. Easiest one to grab by far. Once you're done with that, you can head into Lower Blackrock Spire. Now, this one's actually a bit of a maze of itself. Thankfully, the Elder is actually located directly ahead, so you can just go through a couple of trash mobs, sneak past these guys, and grab the Elder right there, and then get immediately attacked by the mobs afterwards. Alright, next one, I believe, is the Blackrock Depths. This one's the big city area. Thankfully, the Elder is located in a very easy to obtain area as well. Just head into the Ring of Law. You should be standing right in the middle of it and head straight on out. Next one, Stratholme. Stratholme has a crap ton of crap and trash, so you want to clear through them. I'm just standing here for some reason, I don't know why. I want to head through these gates right here. Head through a large amount of trash once more, and just keep hugging the left side of the wall, and you should be right there. Now, those are all the ones in the Azeroth dungeon. The next one is actually located within the Nexus, which is a dungeon that is located within the Northrend dungeons, and there's not a whole lot of them, but there's quite a few. You can grab this while you're heading past the Nexus zone in Borean Tundra. Just make a quick little detour. Head through all these plant mobs, and the Elder should be at the end of the road here. You don't even have to engage the boss. Just head through this tunnel right over here, and you'll be at the exit. Next one is a Zol Nerub. This place is not that big at all. For some reason, there's a hole there that you can't go through. Now, you're going to have to take out a couple of bosses to actually get to the location. Thankfully, like I said, this place is not that big at all, so you can just head past where the first boss is. And once you've taken down the second boss, which is Hadronax, who's a legendary card in Hearthstone, you can go ahead and drop down this ramp and then to this little hole that I hesitated at first. I'll drop you off in a little pool, and the Elder should be right in front of you where you drop off. You can keep going and take out the boss, and you'll end up at the exit soon enough. Next one is Utgard Pinnacle. Now, for this one, it's actually quite a ways away. You don't have to engage any of the bosses, as none of them... Whoop, that's a mic bump. Can't have those. So yeah, none of the bosses you can actually really engage in, because they're not really actually required. There's only one that is required to progress, but for the first two bosses, you don't need to engage them at all. Just head past them, and the doors are already open. Now, this boss, Scotty, is actually required, and it does take quite a while, as you have to use harpoons to take out his Drake, then you can take out him. It shouldn't be too long, but it is quite tedious. I'm not going to show you the full fight, because it actually takes a while. Should be cutting away right there. There it is. And then once you take out Scotty, you can head down these stairs and take a little backtrack, and you'll find the Elder hiding away in a little hole. Next one is Utgard Keep. This one, as well as Utgard Pinnacle, is located within the Howling Fjord, so you can take a quick detour before you head to the Grizzly Hills Elders, and you can, grab the ones there and whatnot. This one, again, is quite a ways away, so it's not super far in, but it's quite far in. It's just past the first boss, Prince Keliseth. You can take him out if you want to. I don't think he's actually required to unlock the room. So once you defeat him, you'll be heading through this area with a bunch of mining ghouls, some geists running around. Once you head through there, he'll be in a little alcove to the left, to the far end, and you grab yourself another Elder. Now the next one is Drak'Tharon Keep, which is located on the border of Grizzly Hills and Zuldrak. This one's fairly large as well, but thankfully, again, you don't have to engage any of the bosses and their long encounters to actually progress. All the doors are unlocked, you just have to pass through them. There's quite a bit of mobs in this area, so you might have to take out a couple of them one by one. Or you have some AoE if you want so. Like these back guys will obviously always get you aggroed on. And just before the big dinosaur, I think his name is King Dread, Elder's right there in the raptor pens. Simple as that. Next, you want to head over to Gundrak. I believe this is the second last area. It's got a lot of snakes, as well as some other objects. Now, this Elder is actually located behind the first boss. You don't actually have to engage him. You just have to sneak around him. And he's right there. Head back on the way to get out of here, and simple as that. Last one's located within the Hall of Stones in Storm Peaks. Just head down this path I'm going down. Take a right into the little geode cave area with a bunch of crystals. Just AoE a couple down mobs, and he's not that far in. I'll be turning around the corner in just a minute. There he is. Once you grab him, you've grabbed your Elders of Dungeons achievement. Good job. Man, I should do these casual commentaries for all these guides. Probably not. Anyway, the next achievements have some quests tied to this, so you want to head by a capital city, stop by a harbinger of the Lunar Festival, and just grab quests to set off some fireworks. These fireworks can be easily bought by a vendor that's located not too far away from the harbinger. Just costs a couple silver and copper. Quest is fairly simple. All you have to do is set off a couple of fireworks, and for some reason they crash your game, causing you to disconnect and getting quite angry for no specific reason. But once that happens, you can just log back in, set off the rest of the fireworks, and you'll be done in no time. Head over to the Harbinger to hand in the quest, and she'll give you a scroll to teleport to Moonglade, as well as another quest to stop by the main Elder located in Moonglade. Now, thankfully, you have a scroll on you, so you can just head over to a big moonlight, use the scroll, and you'll end up in Moonglade. Once you arrive in Moonglade, you want to head up to the town of Nighthaven. There, the main Elder, where you have to hand in the quest, has another quest for you: take down Omen, the boss of the World event. Now, to actually summon Omen, you and a few other players have to set off about 30 of those firework clusters that you have collected through talking to the Elders across the world. Once you set off enough of those clusters, Omen will spawn and the fight begins. Omen doesn't really have anything powerful, just a large AoE circle ability that can cause some hurt, but soon enough he'll go down and spawn a circle of light. Simply step into the light and you'll get the quest done, as well as the Elune's Blessing achievement. Now, funny enough, you don't actually have to partake in the fight of Omen at all. You can just head over to his corpus once he's dead and just grab the achievement there. So, simple as that. Simply head back to the Elder and hand in the quest. He'll give you a toy lamp, as well as a chest full of rockets, and I mean a bag full, as well as some rocks. Now, these next two achievements are quite simple. For the first one, you'll need about 10 red rocket clusters. These ones can be bought from a Lunar Festival vendor located at a Lunar Festival camp in any capital city or in Moonglade. You'll need to set off these 10 rockets within 25 seconds. Simply put them onto your bar and spam away. You'll have to be next to a cluster launcher for it to work, for them to be set off though. Next one's practically the same, only this time you're using the firecrackers that could be bought from the same vendors. Simply set off 10 of these items in the 30 seconds or less and you'll grab the achievement. And finally, the last achievement you can get is the one where you simply have to purchase a suit or dress from a vendor using coins of ancestry. And there you have it. That's the entirety of the Lunar Festival. 100%. All the achievements are required for the meta achievement, and you've gotten them. As well as the achievements, you can also grab a couple of some neat little cosmetic fancy suits. Some red, blue, green, and a black suit, the one I'm currently wearing. You can also grab yourself some fancy looking dresses that don't really look all that great on my male orc, so we're just gonna get away from that. As well as the dresses and suits, you can also grab some floral crowns from the vendors as well. I'm not too sure if this is required for the achievement, but I'm pretty sure you just have to buy a suit or dress. But anyway, that is all for the Lunar Festival. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.